Hi everybody, it's PJ, and I have been gone for so long. I left Sunday night, I think, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now it's Thursday. I'm sorry. I have not been able to do much other than work. I had this, I made this video the day I left, about what was going on in Baltimore. And I live near there, and I have friends that live in Baltimore. So I was pretty upset with what happened, and I'll post that video. I think it's in the can. I hope I still have it, but if not, real quick, people were on my town's page on Facebook, and I fell asleep the night before with it opened, and they were bitching because the O's game was going to be canceled because of the animals in Baltimore. So, I mean, if anybody knows me, they know better. So I was like, really? That's what is concerning to you? Not, I answered these constant, I was just like, ring, 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 the news feed. Excuse me. And I was like, really, that's what you care about? That's what's most important on your mind about this issue? And this is actually before it burned, before Baltimore burned. But it was the night before that happened. So I put on there, first off, there's hardly any rioting the first day. The day before he got buried. The day he got his name, Freddie Grey. The day Freddie Grey got buried, Baltimore went crazy. But the day before, there was just some small incident, nothing big. That's what they were talking about, because apparently that day, when they went to let the O's game out, there was some sort of a rabble-rouse somewhere near the stadium, and they made them sit there and wait a half hour. So this was all too much for my neighbors, and so the comments were so unbelievable, and they had no sympathy whatsoever for this Freddie Grey, or his family, or his mother, or his sister. Nothing. All they cared about was their O's tickets are screwed up, and how the F can this happen, and the animals, and this, just even the name calling was just, I said, this is why sometimes I had to post it, so I posted it. So I posted my opinion of their ignorance, and also reminded them that every time somebody in America has their civil rights stomped on, whether it leads to their death or not, it's the same thing as you having your rights stomped on. There's no difference. The minute one of us is, then we're all in this together, was my point. So, right away, they couldn't just disagree with me. It turned into, I'm going to, go away, anyway. And then it turned into a bashing about my religion or my spirituality. They went on my Facebook page, which I never intruded on anybody's stuff about this. I was just commenting that I thought it was that they should dig deeper, basically. At first I was real nice, and then I wasn't. So I kind of dropped to their level, which now I'm really sorry that I did that, because yesterday I hadn't had time to look on Facebook or anything. So yesterday I'm on my Facebook, and this lovely kid that grew up with my kids, and he has turned into such a lovely man. I can't tell you how much I read his posts, and I'm very surprised that he ended up being the one to turn out this way, but not because he was so bad or anything. As a kid, he really wasn't. He was a good kid, but just the soul in this guy is amazing. And he brought me to be humble about what I had done, even though I agree with everything I wrote and was angry at people's shallowness on the issue and how, you know, they had condemned this Freddie Grey. They're like, well, he's a criminal and all this stuff. And I was like, dude, like, I don't care. You know, nobody has the right to be judge and jury. The kid's dead. The cops did it on purpose. They probably didn't think he'd die, but or maybe they didn't care. I don't know. But I was so incredulous and right in my my thoughts that I had no room for anything else. Anyway, the next day, as I told you, you know, there were horrible riots. And I hate violence on any level, but God, I was like, I can understand it, like, every time you turn on the TV. But anyway, didn't matter, because it all got brought to me with one post from this kid who's just a lovely spirited man, and he knows who he is. I'm sure he better. I mean, he changed my mind about me fighting with my neighbors. Like, I fought with them. These are people I lived next door to, and I was like, are you insane? I was like, absolutely incredulous, angered at their nonsense. That's how I felt. They're idiots, and there's nothing more to it. And what he said was, guys, and he said it very eloquently. I'm just going to sum it up for you. What he said was, every single one of your comments that you've left, whether it is to defend Freddie Grey or whether it is to vilify the rioters, or whether it's whatever your comment is, it's just as powerful as every brick that was thrown at a cop, every stone that was thrown. Like, in other words, it's just all hate. And it's hate, no matter how you look at it. I was hating on the people I considered ignorant because they couldn't see past it. They're hating on this kid, this victim, you know, of these brutal police. And the police are hating, and everybody's hating. And he was right. He's like, this will never end until you understand that every word you put out there is a brick, is a stone, is a fire, is a car burning, is a building burning, is a boy in the back of a van getting tossed around until his spine splits open. Every word is the same thing. And I was like, damn, I'm an idiot. He's so right. He's so horribly right. And so I deleted my posts. I had deleted some of them before, but I deleted as many as I could find. And I unfriended a few people that I did not, even though I wasn't going to comment back and add to the hate, I did not want to read their views anymore, so I deleted them. And then I did some meditation on this, and that was some of the best meditation I've done recently. I mean, it's amazing when a person opens up that eye, that third eye for you. You're just like, really? Like, how was I so blind? And that's how I felt after this. I felt very blind, and that he had opened my eyes. So, to you, my love, what a good person you turned out to be. An amazing person. And he has such a journey going, you know. He's going to go to where the Incas and the Mayas. He does a lot of what I do with meditation and whatnot. And he does it a little differently, but we're all trying to get to the same place, you know. And he's just a beautiful, beautiful spirited kid. He's not a kid anymore, but they're all kids to me. I look at him like, yeah, could be my son, could be my son, is my son, could be my son. Could be my daughter if anybody had let me have a daughter. Do you know, I wanted a daughter so bad when I was pregnant. My last, my youngest son, I wore pink the whole pregnancy. I refused to wear even yellow. I was going to invoke this female child. And my husband, who's a Scorpio, and I knew, like I just knew, yes, I'm an Aries, and I'm a determined person. But he's a Scorpio. He gets whatever he wants, like in the long run. He manifests whatever comes out of his mouth, good, bad, or evil. And he said, Paula, I'm not having a girl. And I was like, oh, I knew it so much. But I love my boys. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't know. I have friends. Hold on. Oh, my nose is running. Itchy, itchy, itchy. I have friends. I need to spray some Zycam. I have friends that have daughters. And I don't know. Maybe I did okay for myself. Because my sons and I, we are like, ooh, we are so tight. Like, we are 4 strong, you know? And everything we do, we talk about to each other. Nobody makes decisions without, like, at least bouncing it off the other. And we talk, we're friends, we're open. I don't know if I would have had that with a daughter. Plus, I'm an Aries, and I'm a bit masculine in my energy. I know you would look because I, like, do all the makeup, but I am underneath all that, like, I'm a leader, and I push, and I'm masculine in a lot of my traits. I don't care. Love is love. And I should have learned that lesson, and I don't know how quickly. It's amazing to me. Amazing how quickly we forget those things. Amazing. One woken up on a Sunday morning to see some ignorant stuff, what I consider, they might have considered themselves being like absolutely like brilliant in their post, you know, and I just read it and I'm like, what? And the hate is that fast. It is that quick that you can go from love to hate, and you can't just love the ones that think like you. And that's how fast I forgot it. That's how fast. It is easy, you know. My whole path in life is not about doing the easy road. It's not. The easy road is always, hold on. The easy road is, anybody can do that. You're not a warrior. You're not a knight. You're not chivalrous unless you're doing the hard thing. And the hard thing is loving the people who I totally disagree with. And even though they have hate in their heart, I have to love them. I have to find a spot in my heart to love them, and therefore, by my example, you know, hopefully I change one other person to the same thing, because love begets love, you know, and hate is so easy. I fell into that trap like boom. Next thing I know, I'm nasty posting all over the place. And I really, wait until I'm going to post this first, and then my video the day after, before I saw the post of the kid I was talking about, because I'm posting to you guys and I still feel like I'm right. Like, I'm like, and then they did this, and like, I'm the victim of them. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy? So thank you so much for bringing me back to normal, because that is certainly not how I roll at all. At all. And I don't want to be that way. That is too easy. It's too easy to lie. It's so hard to try and tell the truth all the time. It's too easy to cheat. It's too easy to hate. If you want to be of a higher mind, if you want that third eye of yours to open and enlighten you, if you want to be enlightened, You cannot fall into the easy traps. And I did. And I'm sorry. And I apologize to anybody I hurt or even felt ashamed, bad, guilty, or angry against what I wrote against them. I apologize. It was too easy to hate you. And I don't hate you. I love you. And I hope that everybody now can find peace and put that vibration of peace and joy out there and just get it back, you know? Anyway, I love you guys. Lesson, hopefully learned. Maybe not. You never know. I might be ranting on here again because I'm human and shit happens, but I'm going to try harder. And thank you again to that kid for showing me that it wasn't right. So, I love you guys. I'm going to get off here now. I'm almost to work. Oh, I'm tired. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below and subscribe. Give it a thumbs up if you like this. If you don't, give it the thumbs down. I'm good with your opinion. Again. Yeah. And manifest something good in your life. If you know it, think it, feel it, believe it, you can have it. You can have it. Put out the right vibration. See, this is what manifest something good in your life means. Like, I was manifesting nothing but evil. And all I would have brought back to me was negative. And not that that's my ultimate goal, but why would you put it out there? Because my vibration of hate would just add to everybody else's vibration of hate. And then that's when you get this ball of hate that was like everything that happened. And so you have to absolutely fight against it, even though you want to be, you know, right in the middle of it. Because it is one of those things. It's like a drug. Hate's a drug. Being mean's a drug. It's just as bad, just as addictive. And you got to fight it. Alright guys, I love you. Bye. I got something to tell you that's important, and it's crazy. So I wake up in the morning on Sunday morning, and I look over, and there's a website for my county. So I had left it on, I guess, the night before, and it's going crazy. People are like, ring, ring, ring. That's what woke me up, actually, is all these people going nuts. So I read it. And I don't know if you, wherever you are, have heard the tragedy that happened here in Baltimore, but this guy, and I don't have his name on the tip of my tongue, but this guy, and the police apprehended him, and somehow between the time the police got him and the time he got to the cell, this guy, without a cut on him, had his spine severed in 2 places. Now, how much weight do you think you have to press down on a knee in someone's back to sever their spine in 2 places? I would imagine that's a lot. And his neck broken. People started like, oh, he's a black kid. So people started like a, what's that called? Like a friendly protest. Not friendly, but I mean, peaceful protest in Baltimore. And then it turned ugly. And so, these people in the Cecil County, well, not these people, somebody on the Cecil County website was like, how about those animals down in Baltimore, rioting over that criminal, right? And that this guy could not go to the O's game, and he had like season tickets or something, and he was furious that, you know, his O's game was going to be fucked up because he was afraid to go. So I was like, really? So like somehow you guys can equate going to the O's game and losing your tickets with this mom, like, having to live with the thought, because it would kill me if I had to live with the thought that one of my boys died. Not just died. It was like, and what I wrote was like Game of Thrones. It was like Game of Thrones Viking-ish, the way he died. Like, he didn't just die. He was so murdered, so brutalized. Nobody gave a shit. They were like, well, he was a criminal anyway. And I'm like, you know, I hear about this all the time, and I'm not a cop hater. I love my town cops. They are so nice. I got angry and said, seriously, like, you give a shit about your O's tickets? Like, I can't imagine anything less important than whether or not you go to the fucking O's. Every day I come home from work, I throw on the news, some cop is killing some guy every day. And I mean, and they're all questionable kills and stuff. So I'm like, you know, I don't know about you, but I would want to maybe put my efforts more into figuring out what we can do about the problem. So then, oh my God, I never got so attacked in my life. And I attacked back, and I shouldn't. I should have kept my demeanor. I didn't, because I felt it was so racist, so hillbilly. I was like, yeah, well, what if they come after hillbillies next? What are you going to do? Like, where's that leaving you? So it's like, oh my God, these, like, can these people not see that if there is this there, this can be here tomorrow? Like, I'm like saying, like, our civil rights, like, if that person's civil rights have been stomped on, then so is ours. Like, but it's a very much us and them kind of thing around where other. And I was like, oh my God, like, I was incredulous. Hey, go O's. And then I got smart ass, because I love a good debate. But okay, so finally they got so ridiculous. They looked me up on Facebook. They started to talk about my life. It got a little creepy. So I was like, all right, never mind. You don't get it. You're never going to get it. You think I'm like, yay. No matter how many times I said I hate violence of any kind, they're like, oh, you just want to go protest and be violent with them. Like, you couldn't talk to them because they were missing their fucking O's game. It blew my mind. And at the same time, I was like, I'm done. So I said, I'm getting off this site. You guys go do what you do. Like, I'm done. So I locked off, and I, like, unfriended or whatever you do to get off the site. They start tagging me. My phone is blowing up. So I ignore it for a while. And then I'm like, I turn around, I open it up. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, I must smoke crack. I'm smoking pure. I'm like, I'm guessing that's crack. I don't know. I never even saw crack. I must smoke crack. I must smoke good stuff. I must, what was the other thing I was? Go back to Philly. Like, I was this liberal. I can't remember what the other thing. They said I smoked crack, and I must have gotten arrested. Never in my life have I been arrested. When I say never, and had bad experiences with the police, fighting the police. Oh my God. I'm like the biggest pacifist. I'm like, what? So then I felt the need to answer, you know I said I was going, but you guys are tagging me. So here you go. Never been arrested. Don't smoke. Don't even drink. I don't even drink. So I'm like, yeah, so not real. Figure it out somewhere else. That's not what I do. And I don't appreciate people saying that about me. Like, I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke crack. Like, oh my God. Like, where they went. And they were just, they were like, oh, I looked at her website. She's into magic. Really? Like, you guys are fucking scary. And I was like, wow, I am so sorry that I had an opinion unlike your own and then you couldn't handle it. Like, wow. That's fucking crazy. And then they're like, I thought you said you were getting off. I said, stop tagging me. Then I went back in and tried to delete my posts. Then they started putting shit on my Facebook page, like really harassing. I was like, wow. Man. Wow. Jeez. If my son, some idiot actually said, if my son was a criminal, I would expect that he would come to that end. Really? You would expect the cops to sever his spine in 2 places and break his neck? That's what you would expect from the cops. Honey, I don't know about you. I don't expect that at all from the cops. First off, when you're arrested, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But I failed at my mission. All they wanted to do was try and scare me and be rude and crude and accuse me of crazy stuff. It was all about me. They had someone to hate. I am good to have a debate with anyone. I can hold my own. I'm good with it. So I would have been happy to debate somebody on the issue. No, they just wanted to sling hate. Wow. That it just taught me. Just shut up. Just don't speak to these people, because they're as scary as the ones in Baltimore. And if you don't think so, they were creeping all over my shit all day. I don't know what the right answer is. I just knew what the wrong answer was. Does that make any sense to you? I don't know what the right answer was. Like what to do. I wish I did know what to do. I wish I was that smart. But I knew the wrong answer was to worry about baseball tickets, I guess. Not a popular answer. What's the answer, Bob? The O's for 30. Anyway, I'll find out his name. I'll let you know. It was an interesting Sunday. Like, people started coming over my house, too. They're like, what's going on? Like, because they're all on the site. It's our site for our neighborhood. And I was like, you can't say nothing to no one in here. You can't. They don't want to think about that. So, whatever. Lesson learned. But some mama somewhere. Oh, and then they blame the mother. I was like, can you imagine if it was your son? They're like, I would imagine this is bad parenting. What? A cop brutalized your kid. Now, here's the thing. None of your kids ever got in trouble. I don't believe that, because I know half these fucking people. I know what their kids are about. I know what their husbands are like and shit. Like, you know, I'm sure there's DUIs and shit. But, like, it was amazing to me how they just wanted to go to the baseball game. They didn't give a shit about anybody.